Okay. All right. So here are the 10 laws of restaurant marketing. Now, this is what we're trying to get across here is the 10 things that we should remember from time to day when we're serving guests and when we're serving tables. And everybody in the company should really have an understanding of exactly where these things come from and why we do what we do. So let's dig in a little bit. So here are the 10 laws of restaurant marketing for overthrow hospitality. Now, the first thing we always remember is that our values come first. We do not compromise our values for anything, and that should be at the heart of our every piece of communication that we have. Second rule is second law is that reviews are gold, absolutely 100% gold. And so the reviews are a big part of how we make decisions, and they're also a huge part of search engine optimization. So whenever we have the opportunity to solicit a review, that is a extremely valuable piece of information that is also very valuable to our guests. But it's also very, very valuable to us because not only do we get the feedback on the experience, but we also get to show other people what we're good at, and people really buy into that, and that's a big part of how they make decisions. The next part is the rule of thirds. The third rule is rule of thirds, of course. And so we are trying to, the third time that a customer visits our restaurant, we become a household name. And so everything that we do should be, from the first visit to the third visit, should be extremely important occasions, and we should acknowledge that with our guests. And we're going to get to that in a second. But by the time they've approached us by the time they've dined with us the third time, it is 70+% more likely that they'll show up one more time. So we have increased the lifetime value significantly by the time of the third visit. So we absolutely want to make sure that they visit us the third time. The fourth law is always credit the artist. So you'll see a lot of times that people put up a bunch of artwork, but this goes two ways. One, of course, we want to honor the photographers that took these stunning pictures of our food. I'm talking about the professionals here, but also we want to make sure that if somebody takes food and puts it on social media, that we are absolutely tagging them and blowing them up and making sure that they feel very, very important, because what they're doing is very important. They're advertising and marketing for us, and so we want to make sure that we show them that we value that a lot. Knowing, liking, and trusting us is extremely important. So people don't buy things from people that they don't know, like, and trust. And you can't just have one of them. You can't just know somebody but not like them and not trust them, because you're not going to buy anything. You have to know, like, and trust somebody before you're going to buy anything from them. So that's why our brand is so important. That's why our personal one-on-one individual relationships with people is so important. So never miss an opportunity to introduce yourself, because people do not buy things from people that they do not know, like, and trust. So the sixth law is be curious. Be curious all the time. It's very important that we're constantly wondering how we can do better, what we're learning, how we're failing, how we're failing forward. And that curiosity is absolutely contagious. So they see that and they say, wow, this person is curious about me. They're curious about this experience. And then they become more curious about us. It's contagious. And it creates this virtuous cycle, this flywheel, if you will, that breeds curiosity and makes people want to come back. So the seventh law is value over cost. So rather than decreasing cost, I would rather increase value. And so by doing that, what we're doing is we're not only relieving ourselves of the burden of having to, lessen the revenue coming in, but we're also increasing the value that the guest perceives. So we do that in a number of ways, mostly in the form of bundling. And we are trying to be mindful of the thought process that goes through a customer's head. So oftentimes, by the time they've seen us, they have made 1,000 decisions in a day, and they just want an easy, fun, relaxing evening. And so what we do to provide that is we do things that we bundle. We say, here, have all the pasta that we make so you don't have to decide. And so we're not necessarily discounting that pasta, but what we are is we're bundling it all together so that we can relieve them of a decision, which makes the value higher. So try not to decrease cost, and instead increase the value. And I can work with you on how to do that with whatever your concept is. So data drives decisions. As much as we like to use our intuition, and we definitely very much love using our gut, we also use a lot of data. And we like to know what guests feel. So we like to know what their perception is, because their perception influences other people's reality as much as it does their own, because they share it on social media, they write Google reviews, and so we like to know a lot of data, like when do they arrive? Are they arriving late? Did they enjoy their meal? How do they enjoy their meal? Did they like the bathroom? How much did they like the bathroom? And these different elements help us understand what their preferences are. And the more we understand about the preferences, the better we can serve them. Okay, so the ninth rule of the 10 laws is to blow up occasions, especially first through third visits. So the first time visit, hey, is it your first time here? Oh my goodness. Okay, sit right here. I'm gonna bring you something. I think you're really gonna like it. Second visit, oh, last time you were here, you didn't try this. You have to try this time. Third visit is, okay, we're gonna comp you something. We're probably gonna give them some sort of a dessert, maybe a splash, but we're always gonna make sure that those first 3 visits are very, very important, because those are creating a habit. The other occasions that are really, really important are anniversaries and birthdays, and sometimes other occasions that they'll tell us about. But we always want to do something special whenever we possibly can, whenever there's an occasion to, because people remember that stuff. People post that stuff, and what may cost us nothing, what may cost us a little bit more effort, really pays back dramatically in lifetime value. So especially, people always remember the first time they did anything. So the first time that somebody's been in the restaurant initiates a possible chain reaction that could lead to an enormous value for us. So first time visits through the third visits are very important. Anniversaries and birthdays, just blow those up. Just make it a big deal. They will come back, and they will reward you for that. So bundle up and cross. Bundle up and cross is the 10th law of the 10 laws. You see where I'm heading with this, but bundle products together, upsell and cross sell. So bundling products, what I was talking about before was how we put things together rather than decrease the cost. But we bundle things together. We say, how about this, and a glass of wine for X amount of dollars, and that's a bundled product that seems cohesive and makes sense. And again, it relieves somebody of making a decision. And in the attention economy, one less decision is an extremely valuable thing. So bundle products together if you possibly can. So upselling means saying, hey, would you like dessert? Hey, do you have time would you like an espresso after your meal? Hey, would you like an Amaro after your meal? Things like that. You want an aperitif before you decide what to eat. These are little upsells that if you don't offer them, you're not going to sell them. And what you don't ask for, you don't get. And so these are the simplest ways to increase your check average. And it's just so simple. Just make an offer. All we do is people buy offers. They don't buy products. So if you say, hey, would you like something to whet your appetite? Would you like something to help you digest that meal? If we don't say these things, then we're not going to sell them, because people rarely, unless they're restaurant people or unless they know the game, are probably not going to ask for these things. And people like being sold this kind of stuff. They like enhancements to their meal. Now, cross-selling is when we start offering things like, hey, you want to check out, you want to go for a nightcap at Loggia? Hey, do you want to go have a drink at Amore Margo? Here's a coupon. We'll give you 10% off, whatever it is, whatever the coupon, whatever the offer is. But we are inviting them to another experience and increasing the value of that experience altogether. So cross-selling is super important, super easy. And again, this is literally the cost of saying a sentence. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't take any time. But if we don't ask for it, we're not going to get it. And so these are important steps of service. Now, the 11th rule out of the 10 laws is that everyone loves a bonus. If you feel like it's an opportunity to increase the value and enhance the experience, and give them a little splash, run this through your manager, run this through your GM, and say, hey, listen, these people have been really cool. I really like them. It's their first time. Can I give them a little splash? People love a bonus, especially when it comes after the bill, especially when it's really understood that it's something for nothing. People just love that stuff, and it's strongly encouraged that you try to make the occasion to give them a little extra. And I'm talking about a couple ounces of champagne. It doesn't have to be, or a couple ounces of prosecco or cava, whatever it is. Some sort of little digestif, some little aperitif, some little something. And it just goes so far. So these are the 10 laws of overthrows marketing. If you have any questions, be sure to reach out to marketing@overthrowhospitality.com. We'd be happy to walk you through this or help you present and create and present some offers. If you have an occasion, an event, anything that you think would be important, or an occasion to deliver these laws, we're happy to walk you through it and help you drive value and create some offers. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.